All right, fellas, it is time to get to our preview. Week 13. Here we go, man. I cannot believe that we are already at Thanksgiving football. This is absolutely crazy. Before we get to the Packers and Lions game on Thanksgiving, or at least the two that are involved in this game, we got to get to everybody else. So, Lepicus, we're going to start with you first. Packers at Lions, Thanksgiving football. How do you see this one going down, brother?
I think it's going to be a close game. I really do. I think the Lions will be able to run the football just fine against this Packers defense. Josh Jacobs coming back will be a good thing for the Packers. They pulled away late against the Vikings. They did struggle a little bit in the first half against a quarterback who was just not into it. So I think this is going to be one the Lions do take. Packers got game one. I think the Lions will come back even the series. 27-24. It's going to be a great game to start off Thanksgiving football. But the Lions will win this thing.
Oh, I love this. Okay, Nick, do you agree with this one? Who wins this in-division matchup, Packers or Lions?
I'm going to go Lions. Wait, where is it?
It's in Detroit.
For the first time ever.
Yeah. Holy moly. Yep, I'm going wait, that would make total sense. It's in Detroit. Yeah, no, I'm going to go Lions on this one. Sorry, Baz.
What's your score?
Yeah, I mean, we're used to hearing Packers, right? Yeah.
Wait, let's get into the score, Jesse. Let's see what the score is. The score is going to be a big one, a big, beautiful one, bigger than my bill. It's going to be 35-28. The Lions, the kitty cats. You're welcome, Bill.
All right.
Not very nice to me, but that's okay.
That's not true.
Bass, your Packers keep getting faded here on the panel. We're going to go to you first since your team is on the road. In Detroit, Thanksgiving, how do you see this one going down, brother?
Well, Jordan Love has been very, very good with Thanksgiving games, the two that he has played in. And I talked about it last week. I said to Dion, luckily, it's not a waxing gibbous until Friday. It's a waxing crescent, though. So we kind of got like half of it going on with the moon phase. We'll see what that means. It's the day after Thanksgiving is when it turns. So like technically, I don't know. There's a lot of weird thing going on there, but it's Toyota-thon, waxing gibbous, is almost there. In all seriousness, to actually point to some football here. Last week, I want to point out a couple important things for both teams. Last week, the Packers defense against this Vikings team played in 46 total plays, 23 minutes. The Lions obviously going to overtime against the Giants, have to scrape that out. They played 79 plays and 37 minutes. So the Packers should be fresher going into this game, more healthy, have more energy, right? They should get Josh Jacobs back. We'll see with Jaden Reed. LaFleur just said, I just saw his press conference like 5 minutes ago when we were on the show, that we'll see for this game. He was asked does he have to have a full week of practice before he returns, and Matt LaFleur said anything can happen. We'll see Thursday. So I don't think Jaden Reed will return, but he could. Now, what I said earlier, and I'll explain more about this, is Detroit loads the box a lot. Actually, I think they're 30th in the league in terms of a loaded box. So they're going to sell out to try to stop this run. And one thing the Packers have kind of been doing too much is trying to establish the run, even when it's not there, it's not working, and they're getting too predictable on 1st and 10. They're getting too predictable on 3rd and 1, running inside zone out of the gun. If they continue to try to do that while Detroit's loading the box, I think Detroit's going to find a lot of success on defense. But one thing that I think if the Packers kind of rotate into, they're going to find a lot of success on offense is taking shots. The Packers are 4th in explosive plays in the NFL this year, and Detroit's defense versus explosive plays are 28th. And they play a lot of cover one. That's their majority of defense that they play. So there's going to be opportunities on the outside. We have no Kirby Joseph in this game, so thank God for everyone's knees on this Packers offense. They're going to be able to take the shots on the outside. Now, the run defense is a worry for this Packers team. Obviously, we just saw what Jahmyr Gibbs did, and he's scary. Like, he is a scary player to play against, what he's able to do. But honestly, like, I feel like David Montgomery always finds a lot more success against this Packers team. He's a really strong runner. Seems like every time he gets contacted at the line of scrimmage or a yard in, he's still, driving his feet, and he gains an extra 3-4 yards. And this Packers run D has been a little suspect. So if the Lions are able to kind of control the lead early, maybe put up a score first and really get into their run game, I do worry about this Packers defense. But again, this Lions O-line, it's not what we're used to seeing. Every single starting offensive lineman is on the injury report this week. And we saw what the Packers front seven just did to the Vikings O-line that had a lot of injury concerns as well. So even if they get into passing situations, I think the Packers are going to be able to find success pressuring Jared Goff. And I think the Packers simply just have to lean into the pass and let Jordan Love go out there and be Jordan Love, your $200 million quarterback. If the Lions get over 100 yards rushing, they're 7-0. If the Packers hold teams for under 100 yards rushing, they're 6-0. So I think a lot of it's going to come down to how the Packers stop the run, how the Lions run, if they're able to, if they don't go down early. Saying all that, I still think we see a Packers win, sweep the Lions this year. I got 28-24.
Oh, love it. He's got his team winning. All right. Dose, talk to me. Lions at home on Thanksgiving. Welcome in the Packers. Who wins this one, and what's the score?
Well, look, man, I love what he said about Dave Montgomery. See, now you're liking that bet. Jess, you were a little concerned until he laid that out there.
I was. I got to say, my heart fluttered a little bit. I'm like, oh, I might just win this 300-something bucks. Here we go.
Yeah, we're doing work, man. People don't know behind the scenes. I haven't been wrong yet. So if y'all didn't know, I've been perfect on the season. We don't have to tell them that, though. Look, man, this game, here's my concern. I'm going to start here. And I do want to know, though, from Bass' perspective, and you may have talked about this earlier, anything on Nixon? What's the expectation there?
So it was a walkthrough today for practice, but he was upgraded to limited.
Okay.
I think it's up in the air. I think they're going to give him until game time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that matters a lot. But for me, it's kind of what Bass said. I think for their rushing game specifically, because he's right. I mean, I look at this. I know my approach would be different. I would like to play a lot of two deep, and I like to blitz out of that two deep stuff to try to limit some of the vertical stuff. I know we played it differently in years past. Kind of just depends on who's calling it. It's a little bit different with Kelvin Shepard. But that said, my concern really does stem back to the interior defense line has done a great job over the last few weeks. And I think on paper, they should do another good job again this week against the interior for Green Bay, which I think has been a little hit and miss with Banks and with Sean Ryan. I thought Sean Ryan did some good things last week, but just the interior as a whole, I think has been a little hit and miss. But I know their tackles, that brings a lot of good play. And for me, what we saw with the Giants, what they started leaning into is a lot of gap stuff, pulling offensive linemen. They were attacking our DNs. They were getting up to our backers, and that's when the run game started to open up. I do wonder if Green Bay feels like they can get into that a bit, especially for having to sit two deep safeties. And I think that would open up the run game in this game if they can't find success just getting downhill and moving our guys off the ball, because those guys have been the strength of our defense over the last few weeks. So that's the one concern I carry on that side. As for our offensive line, obviously the big one is Graham Glasgow. I would expect everybody else goes. We don't have Mahogany, so it's been KO'd. But I would expect the biggest one is going to be Graham. If he doesn't go, maybe Tristan Colon gets to nod. That'd be kind of fun. And maybe Miles Frazier. I mean, if we're really banged up, maybe Miles Frazier gets his first look. I'd love to see that. The rookie hasn't played yet. I don't know if he's there or not. But offensively, I think it's right what Bass said. I think we're going to run the ball pretty well in this game. Hopefully it is maybe a little bit of Dave Montgomery game. I think we're going to get some real movement up front in this one. And I know offensively, it's going to be probably exactly what it looked like the first time around. It's going to be probably very patient offensively, a lot of underneath stuff, not really aggressive in the sense of like we saw against the Giants. They didn't want to put themselves in spots where it was deep drops and let's try to get a shot, and then we take a negative, and then we feel like we have to punt. And I think they did a really good job against the Giants. They didn't get into a lot of situations like that. I mean, sometimes you just are and you have to play through it. But I think they're going to look at it as a mentality of we got to avoid those many as possible. So as long as we're positive on first down, then at least the door opens for a shot. But it's just not going to be there if we're not playing that game. So just be cleaner offensively. It'll give us a chance in this game. I think that the cornerback position is going to be the most intriguing. The Lions, DJ Reed's back. I thought he played pretty well, just limited last week. Didn't play every snap. And today we let go of Arthur Mollett. Shout out to Arthur Mollett, man. We appreciate you. Maybe Teron Arnold's back this week. Maybe it's Rocky Sin. But one of those guys are going to have to match up with Watson. Rocky Sin makes sense for size, but I don't know how much we trust it. DJ Reed probably lost about a foot on Christian Watson. I mean, that's a big difference there, even though I love DJ Reed. So seeing how they decide to deal with that, to what Bass said, is going to be interesting. I like to see them be aggressive. I think Love's looked awesome the last couple of weeks to me. I think he's made some incredible throws. And I think for the Lions side of things, you just need to try to cut off the field as fast as possible and make him get the ball out of his hands. So that'd be my approach. I think because of that, there's going to be a lot of scoring. It's indoors. I expect that to continue. I'll go 34-31. Give me Jake Bates again. 61. Come on 61.
Oh, yeah. Love it. Well, 3 of the 4 picking the Lions at home on Thanksgiving. Another primetime game Friday, Bears at Eagles. The return of Gordon and Johnson most likely in this one. Lepicus, we're going to start with you. Who do you have winning this game on Friday? Bears at Eagles.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick here. I mean, the Bears still looking for that signature win. I mean, they beat the Steelers, which was great, but no Aaron Rodgers as Mason Rudolph beat the Vikings. At a fluky kick return at the end of the game to sneak it against J.J. McCarthy of all people. I think it's gonna be a close game, but the Eagles are a better team. They're coming off a very tough loss against Dallas. They're gonna be angry. They want to atone for that. I do think they win this one. I'm gonna say 30-21 Eagles win.
All right, Dose, who do you have winning this one on Friday?
Yeah, last time I picked against the Eagles, I think it was for the Vikings, and that was a mistake. But that said, I still don't trust the Eagles offensively. I just don't think they're very complex. And I think that the Bears, Caleb Williams is going to play better than we did against them. I think they're going to be cleaner. They're going to take advantage of opportunities. They just have to keep it close. Don't fall down 21-0. I think they got a shot. I'll take the Bears 27-23.
Well, even if you do fall down 21-0,
well, I guess then you still do have a shot. You're
apparently.
right.
Yeah.
Take that what I just said.
Bass, who do you have winning this one?
Man, I haven't been. I get it. At the top of the North, I'm gonna sound like a hater, but I haven't been sold. Like I haven't been sold. The one team they beat with a winning record was this week, Pittsburgh. That's it with Mason Rudolph, right? The only other team they've played with more than 7 wins at this point was Detroit in week 2. I know obviously them beating teams attributes into their record. I get that, but you look at the quarterbacks they played. It's Mason Rudolph, a guy that calls himself 9, Jackson Dart, Joe Flacco, Tyler Huntley, and Spencer Rattler. I'm not moved. I'm not moved. Jalen Hurts is better than all of those players. He's not by a far margin, but that Eagles offense is better than all those led offenses, in my opinion. And Saquon Barkley, sure, having a down year. I think he's going to have a good game. And I think these receivers are better than any receivers they've played. I got the Eagles, man. I got 31-21.
Man, I feel like I need to add a hater alert siren to the soundboard for this week in and week out. My gosh, but no, I'm just joking. I like it. I think, yeah, very, very sound thought process there. Nick, however, does not like it. Nick, talk to me about who wins this one, brother.
Baz, I have a real question for you. No, Jesse, keep us all on the screen. We need to see our faces here. Please, please. Baz, you missed mentioning a team that you tied against, and that was the Cowboys. You didn't mention Dak Prescott, who we shut down. His worst game of the season was against.
I was just talking about the last 6 games. The last 6.
That's a much better statement. Please be more accurate. No, I'm just kidding. I was just like, when is he gonna say the Cowboys? Because there's a big 1 on his record, and that came from.
Well, to be fair, they don't have a winning record. They're not over 500 either.
It's a little weird. They beat the Eagles, and we beat the Cowboys. So beep boop pop. That makes us better. Anyway, I hear the hate. I hear I'm not sold on this Bears team. I'm not sold on this Bears team. But 6 times we have been put in the position of ending the game the way, or potentially it going to go one way or the other. And the Bears have come on top every single time. So for me, this team, like I talked about earlier, is playing a lot better. The culture's a lot different. The offense is clicking. We still have most of our offense healthy this upcoming week. So I'm much more confident than I would have been going into this game. You guys know me. I always choose the Bears and will forever choose them. But, I mean, the way they've been playing, the way this offense has been, getting Jalen and Kyler back potentially is huge. TJ Edwards still not ruled out. Montez Sweat has been heating up, and the offenses look good. I mean, we're top 10 in 3 of the 4 major categories. I got the Bears winning this one, and I think it's going to be a respectful score. I got it 28-21. We're going to walk into Philly. We're going to win that game. This team is doing really well so far. And what I love about this team too is that no one on it is crazy overconfident. They're we're just going to go out there and play the game. So that's why I got 28-21 Bears.
Love it. Love the confidence. We're going to make this one really easy. Lepidus, you sit this one out for just a second. The other 3 panelists, we got Vikings at Seahawks. I assume all 3 of you are picking the Seahawks. Raise your hand if I'm wrong on that one. Otherwise, we'll just keep it pushing and we'll go to Lepidus. Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Lepidus, talk to me about this game. Yeah. What's your score prediction? How do you see this one going down against the Seahawks?
Yeah, only shot the Vikings have. When they played the Lions, they shot a bunch of pressure right up the middle, right up the A-gap. They blitzed the inside linebackers. Brian Flores knows Sam Darnold's pressure. He will make mistakes. That being said, we got Christian Darrisaw banged up, Donovan Jackson banged up. Let's look at the Seahawks D-line. Leonard Williams, 6 sacks. Byron Murphy, 6 sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence, 4 sacks. That's horrifying. They only give up 10 sacks on the year, their offensive line. Not a great matchup for the Vikings. Vikings lose this one 31-13. We get Max Brosmer does lead us to a touchdown, so that'll feel good.
All right, let's get to some sleeper picks. We're going to keep this one easy. We're going to highlight Green Bay versus Detroit because the game is just 2 days away. They've got a full slate here loaded, even on a Tuesday, which I love to have. Now, we're going to go different sport. We're definitely going to choose Luka Doncic to get at least something in the stat sheet. So that's a freebie. Let's go Green Bay Packers first. Bass, you talk to me. Josh Jacobs, I imagine, much like we just talked about. Yeah, just take touchdown. Okay. But I imagine that he's going to play much like this situation we just talked about with the Bears. Short week, you kind of division game, probably better to sit him last week to play him this week. So I imagine he's going to be in.
He said himself last week before the Vikings game that if he misses any time, it's going to be one game and that's it. So he's like coming from his mouth. Obviously, a lot goes into it. You have to be cleared, but he's going to play.
Okay. All right. Anything else you see here? We got a McManus 1.5 field goals made. We got Jordan Love.
Still good with Watson. I went Watson last week. It went more. I'm going to do it again. And we'll talk more about it with the preview, but a lot of cover one from the Lions, a lot of loaded box. You know, you can get Christian Watson that on one play, 2 plays.
All right. Well, Dose, I don't want to speak for you, but I feel like 69.5 rushing yards for Jahmyr Gibbs is child's play at this point. I feel like this is the easiest more I've ever seen. You agree with me on this one?
Yeah. I've taken my L's this year with David Montgomery. Keep going back to that, Will. I'm hitting nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I'm glad that you're doing
more
this
on a carry.
I'm so glad that you're doing this one because your David pick last week looked real good. So.
All right, where's David at? Put David on there too. Let's do both.
Oh gosh, here we go, David. Well, he's got the touchdown. Should we go with the touchdown? I mean, I feel like every time they get the 1 yard line, that would be the one.
I'll be honest, I'll probably give it to Gibbs. I'm a bit like that's just kind of year that it is.
Rock right touchdown. That looks real good. I don't think he's practiced yet. That looks
disgusting. Can we go? Is there a rush yards for Monty? Is that a?
We can go less on that touchdown at least. Let's do it. Let's
say click in on it. You can do yards. Yeah.
39.5 rushing yards.
That's easy money. Yeah. Okay. Can we move it up? Let's move it to 55. What are we doing?
Whoa. You want to tease it up? 50. We'll go 50.
Move it up.
Jan's getting a little crazy. You must have been doing something before the show. Wow.
Like I'm gonna pump the brakes on this one. All right, we'll go 50. This is my own money, so let's listen. All right, let's view this entry. Hey, if we hit on this one, this would be massive. $10. We're not even gonna flex it. We're so confident. 10 to win 336. Here are the picks: Jahmyr Gibbs 69.5 rushing yards. Montgomery 50 plus, Watson anytime TD, Jacobs anytime TD, and Luka just do something with a pulse on the court, and we're good to go. All right, here we go. We're going to submit that. You can tail us or you can fade us, but definitely use promo code RTS to get your 100% deposit match. Link is in the description at the very, very top there. Definitely check out Sleeper.
Roundtable Sports Network is your one-stop shop for all things NFL, with daily live shows covering all 8 divisions in the league, hosted by the best content creators on the web, all on one network. Catch the AFC East live every Monday at 7 p.m. and on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. The AFC West Roundtable live Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. The AFC North Roundtable live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. The AFC South Roundtable live Tuesdays at 7 p.m. The NFC East Roundtable live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. The NFC West Roundtable live at 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. The NFC North Roundtable is at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays, and the NFC South Roundtable is live Tuesdays at 8 p.m. EST. And of course, fourth and forever, the flagship show of Roundtable Sports Network covering all things NFL at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Roundtable Sports YouTube channel. Real coverage, real fans.